Justin Baldoni's new lawsuit filed on Friday claims that his former publicist, a woman named Stephanie Jones, maliciously passed on data from a former employee's phone, including text messages to Blake Lively's team. Now,
most of you are justifiably and rightfully angry at Blake Lively. There's another character in this It Ends With Us drama that deserves a lot more attention, and that's Justin Baldoni's former publicist, Stephanie Jones.
Every major scandal has a center of gravity, a single point where all the chaos begins, even if the public's gaze is locked on bigger names. In the whirlwind surrounding the It Ends With Us film adaptation and the heated controversies involving Blake Lively, another individual has quietly steered the drama from behind the curtain. Her name is Stephanie Jones, a publicist with a track record that's as impressive as it is alarming. If you've been following the headlines, you've probably seen a wave of frustration aimed at Blake Lively, along with sharp debates over Justin Baldoni's role. Yet, beneath all that noise, Stephanie Jones's influence has gone strangely underreported. Her alleged actions, leaked messages, strong-arm tactics, and a spree of toxic workplace accusations seem to be the real fire that lit the fuse of this entire media fiasco. We're about to unravel how Stephanie Jones rose to power in Hollywood's PR scene, what drove her to orchestrate leaks that upended multiple reputations, and why so many people in the industry are terrified to speak out against her. By the time we reach the final twist, you'll see how easy it can be for a hidden power broker to manipulate stars, shape scandals, and stir up legal battles on a whim. The question is, how does a publicist, once entrusted to shield her high-profile clients, become the unseen pivot in a saga that threatens to reshape everyone's future?
And now Justin, thankfully, along with Jennifer Abel, are suing his former publicist, Stephanie Jones, alleging that she maliciously leaked texts that sparked the legal battle with Blake Lively. And it sounds like they have a fantastic case.
Stephanie Jones first made her mark by shepherding A-listers through scandals, flipping bad press into triumphant comebacks. Her reputation seemed bulletproof, with stories of her quick thinking and relentless drive. Yet rumors simmered about her methods, hinting that she'd cross ethical lines if it meant protecting her clients, or herself. Several high-profile stars parted ways with her under murky circumstances, and while whispers circulated, the mainstream media paid little attention. Then came It Ends With Us. Spurred by a wave of hype around its controversial casting, the project became a magnet for rumors. Unverified leaks started trickling into gossip blogs and tabloids, casting doubt on Blake Lively's suitability for the role and fueling speculation around Justin Baldoni's behind-the-scenes issues. But when employees from Stephanie Jones's firm began mentioning a possible leak from inside their own ranks, it sparked a deeper investigation. Her name popped up in lawsuit after lawsuit, each one painting a consistent portrait of a publicist willing to do anything to maintain power. Before we dig further into these bombshell revelations, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and turn on notifications. With each passing day, more information on this saga emerges. If you've heard any rumors or have a tip, drop it in the comments. Every insight matters.
She would then be an erratic screamer, as Puck would report, and then plotting her own revenge campaign, etc., as we learned about here. Jones had always been volatile, but now she appeared to be actively unraveling.
Jones's agency promised a fast-paced environment, but ex-employees recall something closer to a constant crisis zone. Some say the high turnover rate was more like a revolving door, an indicator that Jones's aggressive management style pushed people out as quickly as they were hired. From day one, staffers allegedly found themselves on call 24/7, scrambling to satisfy her demands. Public humiliation and fiery tirades were apparently commonplace. Former team members recount how Jones used personal details against them, gleaned from casual conversations, or ill-advised team-building exercises. One individual described a scenario where Jones blasted loud music to mask a particularly brutal dressing down, leaving them shaken and isolated. Then there were the bizarre psychic consultations, which she claimed revealed hidden addictions or upcoming pregnancies. In one infamous incident, an employee at a funeral received a FaceTime call demanding visual proof they were actually there. If anyone dared to complain, they faced threats of legal action or forced resignations. Over time, enough people fled the agency to raise red flags that would only multiply once legal proceedings began.
Where she's confronted by a physically imposing security guard, forensic data extraction technical expert, and an attorney, all at a conference table, blocking her exit. Therefore, the attorney gestured at the documents and instructed Abel to review and sign them.
The most glaring accusation against Jones involves the alleged confiscation of an employee's personal phone. According to court documents, Jones instructed her security personnel and an attorney to corner the employee in a conference room. They demanded the phone under the guise of checking for proprietary information, leaving the employee with little choice but to comply. Hours later, the phone number still hadn't been released back, effectively locking the employee out of email, bank apps, and other two-factor authentication services. Soon after, tabloids and online forums were flooded with private text messages that fueled suspicions about trouble on the It Ends With Us set. Critics pointed out that only someone with insider access and a motive to sow discord could have unleashed such pointed leaks. Lawsuits sprang up, accusing Jones of using the confiscated data to stoke controversies between cast members, sabotage reputations, and position herself as indispensable. If it sounds like the plot of a psychological thriller, industry insiders say it's not far off from reality.
Jones is a scary figure that, as previously reported, a lot in Hollywood are afraid of. But let's go there. I need your help. Let's go there. And I hope my fellow sleuths out there will start shining a bigger spotlight on her.
While fans sparred over whether Blake Lively captured the spirit of the original novel, a quieter war brewed behind the scenes. Leaked texts purportedly showed tension between Lively and Justin Baldoni, setting off a hailstorm of gossip. Some claimed Lively's team received those messages from a well-placed PR source determined to make Baldoni look like the antagonist. Others believed Baldoni's camp might have done the same in reverse, but multiple insiders said the leaks originated with Stephanie Jones, who was playing both sides to maximize chaos and maintain her status as a critical power broker. This swirl of allegations thrust an already hyped film adaptation into a new orbit of intrigue. Suddenly, everything from Lively's public appearances to Balon's interviews was dissected under a microscope, searching for hidden agendas. And at the center of every new storyline seemed to be one consistent name: Jones, the woman who was supposed to smooth over problems, not incite them. As more information leaked, lawsuits piled up like dominoes. Each new filing added fuel to the fire, alleging everything from blackmail to fraudulent attempts at controlling the narrative. Plaintiffs accused Jones of orchestrating behind-the-scenes smear campaigns against them the moment they threatened to walk away. In some cases, she allegedly demanded staggering fees for services rendered, even if those services had done more harm than good. Industry pundits often roll their eyes when yet another Hollywood scandal hits the courts, but this one felt different. It hinted at a breakdown of trust between celebrities and the very people they hire to protect their image. If the lawsuits are to be believed, Jones wasn't just reneging on her professional obligations, she was leveraging her clients' private data as a weapon. And though PR pros often skirt ethical lines in crisis management, the magnitude of these accusations signaled a potential tipping point for how far is too far. One question loomed: if Jones's tactics were this extreme, why hadn't anyone sounded the alarm sooner? The answer, many say, lies in an atmosphere of intimidation. From top-tier actors to junior assistants, a sense of dread reportedly permeated her circles. She seemed to collect personal details, texts, photos, rumors, and keep them in reserve. If a client or employee voiced dissatisfaction or planned to exit, that reservoir of private intel could be unleashed to tarnish them. Even so, small cracks in the wall of silence began to form. Ex-staffers, freed from non-disclosure agreements, quietly reached out to journalists, dropping breadcrumbs of evidence. Others shared horror stories with friends in the business, warning them never to cross Jones. The fear remained palpable, but the scale of the alleged misconduct began to galvanize people into action, culminating in a wave of legal claims that might permanently alter the industry's understanding of PR ethics. Hollywood is no stranger to scandal, yet the revelations around Stephanie Jones resonate beyond typical tabloid fodder. They shine a light on how PR itself can become a manipulative force, shaping entire narratives to protect or destroy reputations. In normal circumstances, a publicist shields their clients. Here, it appears Jones flipped that script, using inside knowledge to incite controversies and sow discord. That has left many questioning the boundaries in an industry where spin often reigns supreme. Could this be a watershed moment for Hollywood's PR culture? On one hand, the lawsuits and investigations may force agencies and studios to implement stricter accountability measures. On the other, some cynics believe the machine will churn on, shifting blame to a single bad apple, while business quietly returns to its usual cloak and dagger operations. If Jones manages to settle privately or keep her high-profile connections afloat, the lasting impact could be minimal. But if her downfall reveals deeper layers of collusion or unethical practices, it might compel the industry to clean house in ways it rarely has. In the end, the It Ends With Us drama has peeled back more than just star disputes, and it's exposed how one individual, armed with personal data and a willingness to play fast and loose with ethics, might ignite a powder keg capable of reshaping careers. Jones allegedly banked on celebrity feuds to distract the public, trusting that few would look closely at the puppet master pulling the strings. Yet now that her name has emerged, it's unlikely to fade quietly. What happens next depends on how aggressively those harmed pursue justice, and whether the public remains curious enough to demand answers. If the allegations are proven, it's a wake-up call for an industry that places a premium on secrecy. If they're dismissed, it's a testament to how skillful PR can once again bury a scandal. In either case, Stephanie Jones's story stands as a stark reminder that behind every headline lies a hidden network of power players, each capable of changing the script to their own advantage. Beyond the swirl of lawsuits and tell-all interviews, the question of redemption looms. Can Stephanie Jones ever reclaim her place as a top-tier publicist if the courts side against her? Or will she reinvent herself in another corner of the entertainment landscape? Hollywood has seen its fair share of reinventions, yet the severity of these allegations could make a comeback almost impossible. Meanwhile, those who claim to be her victims are watching closely, determined to see justice served. Industry gossip suggests some former employees have even more evidence hidden away, waiting to see if legal channels will protect them. If they do, we might witness a parade of new revelations that expand the scope of Jones's influence far beyond a single film adaptation. The potential fallout could sweep up other publicists, executives, and even celebrities who participated, knowingly or not, in her alleged maneuvers. Ultimately, Stephanie Jones's legacy may rest on whether Hollywood decides to learn from this episode or sweep it under the rug. If real reforms emerge, tighter guidelines on data handling, more transparent legal agreements, it could mark a lasting transformation in how entertainment PR operates. But if the machine simply moves on, chalking it up to yet another scandal, then It Ends With Us might become just another cautionary tale about an industry adept at deflecting blame. No matter which path is taken, the impact of this saga will be felt long after the headlines fade, reminding everyone that the real drama often unfolds where the public seldom looks, in the hidden dealings of those tasked with telling the story.